the school is taking a lot of different precautions, and they've talked to a lot of different people in different fields and like medical fields and stuff, and so I feel like they've created a plan that will keep all of us safe in the most way that they can.
Yeah, I do, because I feel like they're enforcing the rules really well, and so everyone follows them.
In my opinion, I feel pretty safe in the school. Like it doesn't feel unsafe from different from last year, because we're all close to get together, and like we've all been around each other for like a long time. So, and like if someone is sick, I would be like okay, and like if I have to go to home, that's fine. But the school I think it's relatively safe.
I feel mostly safe. There are some kids who aren't wearing their masks properly. They are letting them hang off their nose, for example. That makes me feel a little bit less safe. But for the most part, yes. Wearing the masks and spreading out has helped me feel a lot safer at school.
Pretty safe. If everybody's wearing their mask and I'm wearing my mask. I mean, it's still a risk, but I think a risk that I'm willing to take.
At school?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, yes and no. I like that they're keeping us safer and stuff, but obviously masks are a big inconvenience and they aren't fun to wear. But we have to do what we have to do, and so as much as we don't like certain things that we are doing, we don't really have much of a choice. So.
Oh, I don't like the precautions. I don't think anybody does, but they're pretty necessary to keep us safe and keep us healthy.
I think the precautions, they're kind of, I guess, a necessary evil. I like them just because it's kind of good for safety, but I know they are necessary. So, that's kind of my opinion on it.
I don't enjoy them, but I like them in the sense that they are helping to prevent the spread, that make us feel safer. But wearing a mask all day isn't really the most comfortable thing.
I do. I'm glad people are wearing masks and there's some kind of protection, just because it's scary. I've known people that have been affected by it, and definitely something that I don't want to get or I don't want to give to someone else.
I'm not particularly fond of them, but I do trust our administration in that if this is what we have to do to be in school physically, then yes, I will do it because I want my kids here.
I think that they are doing enough. They're pretty strict about like the 6 feet apart and the mask wearing, and that's pretty much all that we can do right now.
Yeah, I think they're doing great, but during sports events, I don't think they're doing good since they don't require everyone to wear a mask.
I'm happy with what they're doing right now. And I think we're just going to have to look at kind of how it goes in Iowa. I know Iowa is a hot spot right now, and so I think we need to kind of be vigilant and be careful, and then kind of see what happens.
Oh, I think we're doing enough. I think we have to understand that we can't control this virus. We can't control whether we get it or not totally. And so if getting a virus, getting sick, having it go through schools is a natural, normal part of an environment where you have lots of people.
Now I think they're doing a good amount, and they're doing what's necessary to slow the spread.
I don't think they're doing too much because, like I said, Iowa is a hot spot right now, and I think I'm tired of taking precautions, and I know masks are kind of inconvenient, but I don't think we can stop now because the virus hasn't stopped.
That's kind of a hard one for me, because I know that there's a lot of fear out there and that people are very nervous. I am not one of them. So in my opinion, yes, but I'm not somebody that has a compromised immune system. I am not somebody who has a lot of fear related to COVID. So for me personally, yeah, but at the same time, I don't live with that fear.
The most inconvenient is the masks. I think it just becomes a bother sometimes, and it's harder to talk. Sometimes, like, I just talk louder than usual, and overall they're just a struggle because they're always on, and after a while they just get really annoying.
I think the whole 6 feet apart thing can really like inhibit our ability to work in groups and learn as like as a class and not just individually.
The most inconvenient thing I probably would have to say wearing masks, because a lot of times it is like gets pretty hot, especially like after PE, and so it's pretty hard to like speak and whatever because you can't really get all your air out.
Mask, because I can't wear my glasses with them.
I haven't noticed that it's really that much of a difference. For the most part, it's just been an adjustment. I think the hardest part is I think students have a harder time hearing me or understanding me, and sometimes I can't understand or hear them if they're just talking quietly. So I think that's the biggest inconvenience, is just we can't communicate as well.
Well, like reading aloud with the masks is really hard. Let me see. It gets kind of hot and I'm thirsty all the time. But like I said, I think this is something we just need to do until there's a vaccine or there's, you know, some other kind of development.
Not knowing, being able to visually see the kids I'm working with, and so it's okay with students that I've had previously, but students who are new to me, I can't even see their whole face. I don't know if they're talking to me. One day I was talking with a student and telling him about, you know, he can just charge his computer right by the outlet that was there, and he finally looked at me and goes, "Mrs. Rouse, I'm not the one that asked." And so it's kind of like, oh, oops. But it's really hard to associate names and faces and get to know people when there's this barrier. And for me, that's kind of a huge emphasis in how I teach.
No, I don't know what to say. I'm crying. Jason's crying in a weird voice because like you want. We have to continue later.
I can't do it. What was I gonna say?
Okay. Wait. Okay.